finishing up with the rest of the life path numbers for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants ran out of space. So, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, life path 7. This is detaching, having a higher angle, higher thought, or being demonic, wanting to be seen for the world that you're observing on the outside. Now, with Scorpio, you're separating, this is more of Aquarian energy, so you're more getting out of your emotions, or you're being the example of how to step outside of your emotions. Like, you go so far deep with your emotions that you naturally, nature is part of life path 7, nature, 7 things all in synchronicity. You're outside of your body, observing your world from the higher plane. And with Scorpio and the Draco and the serpents of our lower animalistic natures, this is the head eating the tail. So you could be looking at your worldview while trying to be that thing. So this could play out like a life path 8 if you're on a different octave. Before, as far as life path 7, you are the example. You're very creative, ingenuitive. You see things for what they truly are, and how the people and places and things in them are playing out while you're using whatever is in there as a puppet, as a positive puppet to maneuver and elevate the people in that space. Now, life path 8, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. Now you'll be reacting and responding to your deep emotions. The moon doesn't really do well in Scorpio, so it would be falling and debilitating, things of that nature. But this is infinite time and authority placed into these things, so you're taking authority over yours and others' emotions. So this is the power and the control aspect of the Plutonian energy that brings to death and transformation and revitalizes things, where it creates 2 wombs, where it conceives, where the sexual energy is beyond just the physical. And I would say beyond, whereas that's the starting point. That's the starting point relative from our perspective as the spirit. But on a greater perspective, this conceiving, bringing 2 new energies together and being so close together approximately in space, but being in your own space, that's that attraction, that aura, is that alluring. So you're alluring authority, you're working with being the example of how to, you are being like the temptation or the temptress for authority and higher octaves of religion, philosophy. And this is where you get into start going into the Sagittarian aspect, but it's fixed and it's authoritative, so it could be overly brutal, possibly being an example of what not to do, because you shed power, you shed control easily, but you would like to gain control, and you gain control of yourself, and you gain control of the things that you put time in, and you gain control by putting your the amount of time into details that you do of yours and others' emotions, being on the higher spectrum of your life path. This is how it's playing out in the spectrum through your Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Scorpio, life path 9. This is the ultimate wisdom, knowledge. You're being the example of all the experiences that you went through with your emotions. You're coming back, you're being a teacher, you're being a spiritual coach, you're guiding others through meditative spaces, because you have been to the depths, you've been to the darknesses, and you're bringing and guiding people and setting the example for what happens when you go to certain darker and heavier hemispheres, and what happens when you try to swim to the surface and bringing too much baggage with you without doing your proper departures or detaching the soul ties or energies with this wisdom. It's playing out dark like that. And life path number 11, this is doubly been an example because of the manipulation factor that is attached to Scorpios, within your lower organs and reproduction and stuff. So you're relating your emotions with another potentially an Aries that might be selfish, or another fixed sign, being the example, or using them to gain more knowledge pertaining to yourself, because you do not know thyself in your spiritual lineage or your background, your story, and your history. And with life path 2, this is you relating your emotions, trusting and allowing someone in, and you are teaching people and just being relatable by being yourself, by looking at other examples of what trust gets you, what trust don't get you, what following your intuition gets you, what going with your gut instincts, as far as looking at other relationships, picking apart the pieces. And don't be breaking up a happy home, Scorpios. Don't be doing that, because there's a life path 22. You were here with that double standard for a reason, to learn from someone else's, either their life path or their Libra or mutable sign, things of that nature, because you and yourself, with the relationships with the partner that you are with, you might not be giving them enough attention, and you be careful not to go overindulge and giving other relationships attention. Life path 22. Let me pull out the protection. Life path 33. Where's my elephant? Life path 33. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. This is manifesting within your environment, you know what I'm saying, what your surroundings look like. You don't really care too much about your surroundings. You are overly skeptical about the things behind closed doors. So this is essentially your mission when you're reincarnating, to understand the boundaries, your situations, things you're manifesting, tangible things, because you don't really attach too much to tangible things, but you are attached to the desires that these tangible things may see. So you look at someone else's environment and how they're attaching and how they're appropriating with, you know what I'm saying, the people that they are in, that they're relating with, that creates the surroundings, the teamwork, the dream work, learning how to give birth and bring in death with something. As this is the fulfillment, this is the threes energy, you know what I'm saying, being carried out as an example through you, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. So remember that.